the Supreme Court has slammed the government in the Hassan Ali Khan case. The Supreme Court has asked the government why he should not be investigated, why his passport case should not be investigated by the CBI, and also why other panel provisions like FREMA and money laundering cannot be framed against him. The Supreme Court observation reads, on the basis of the information collected by ED, it seems there is an angle of arms terrorism and national security. In fact, why POTA cannot be invoked against him. The matter has been adjourned till the 18th of March. Let's get a word from our legal correspondent Ashok Bagria. He's getting us that breaking story from outside the Supreme Court. Ashok, the Supreme Court taking an unusually harsh stand in this case.
Well, yes, in fact, the Supreme Court has from the beginning taken a very strong view in this matter, and today it was when the hearing began, it was the Solicitor General of India who made a couple of submissions by stating that Hassan Ali Khan's custodial interrogation will be sought by the Enforcement Directorate, and he would want to apprise the court on the further developments in this case in the next 10 days. But the court was not convinced by this and had a few suggestions to make to the Solicitor General, like why the passport cases against Hassan Ali Khan should not be investigated by the CBI. They also asked the Enforcement Director, in fact they have also asked the central government to see whether other penal provisions besides the Money Laundering Act, FEMA, others cannot be attracted against Hassan Ali Khan. And before concluding the hearing in this case, they have said that they want a status report by Enforcement Directorate and IT Department to be filed by March 18th.
Right, Ashok, the Supreme Court reprimanding the government in that case. But the fact is that the Enforcement Directorate till now hasn't even been able to track that alleged $8 billion that Hassan Ali Khan has stashed away in the Swiss bank.
As far as the finer points of the investigations are concerned, they were not discussed here in the Supreme Court. But yes, the case of the petitioner, that is Mr. Ram Jethmalani, is that for the last 4 years, the Enforcement Directorate has been dragging its feet in investigating Hassan Ali Khan, and they also tried to make out a case by saying that there was an ED officer, Mr. A.K. Singh, who in his cross-examination in a proceeding had said that in the last 3 years they have not investigated the money trail of Hassan Ali Khan. So all in all, the case of the petitioner here is that ED, until last week when the Supreme Court cracked the whip on ED, the ED was actually dragging its feet in this case.
Right, Ashok, and our correspondent Toral Varia spoke to Hassan Ali Khan in Mumbai, where he was being produced where he was being taken to JJ Hospital after he complained of high blood pressure and kidney trouble, and he said that he was being made a scapegoat by politicians. Now, one of the one of the points that the opposition has been using to target the government is that the government has been trying to protect Hassan Ali Khan all these years. Ashok, if you can hear me.
Yes, can you repeat the question?
Yes, Ashok, our correspondent Toral Varia spoke to Hassan Ali Khan outside the JJ Hospital in Mumbai, where he said that he was being made a scapegoat by politicians. Now, the opposition has been targeting the government, saying that Hassan Ali Khan has so far gotten away because of political patronage.
Well, that's a difficult one for the people who are making these allegations to prove. But yes, these kind of allegations are coming through, where they are saying that Hassan Ali Khan has been the front to stash away the money by various politicians. But these are all just allegations. We have to see to the fact that we'll have to actually really wait and see as to what the ED investigations reveal. But very importantly, today in the Supreme Court, the counsel for Mr. Ram Jethmalani made a very pertinent point, saying that he feared for the life of Mr. Hassan Ali Khan, because he said that the kind of people with whom Hassan Ali Khan has the connections, he fears that he could be bumped off during the custody, and had sought the Supreme Court's intervention in this regard. But the Supreme Court has said that they will consider this submission of the Petitioners' Council on March 18th.
Ashok, another observation being made by the Supreme Court asking the government why POTA should not be invoked against Khan, considering there's also an angle of arms terrorism. Can you give us more details on that point?
Well, as far as the Supreme Court, when it spoke about the POTA thing, it was just expressing its concern that how seriously it took the matter. In fact, they wanted that Hassan Ali Khan should be prosecuted or charged under an anti-terrorist law. In fact, immediately when the court inquired why POTA should not be invoked, the Solicitor General of India informed the court that in fact POTA had been revoked, and they were looking for a possibility to charge Hassan Ali Khan under other stringent state laws. And in fact, a statement was also made wherein the Solicitor General informed the court that the government was also thinking of charging Hassan Ali under the Prevention of Corruptions Act,
which the opposition claims has been saved by the government all these years. A huge allegation that the government has come under attack from the opposition. Let's listen into what Hassan Ali Khan said to us a short while back.
कौन लोग हैं फंसाने में, कौन लोग हैं आपके पीछे? क्यों फंसा रहे हैं आपको?
Okay, the Supreme Court slamming the government on the Hassan Ali Khan case, saying that his passport case should not be investigated by the CBI, also asking the government why other panel provisions like the FEMA and the money laundering case should not be filed against in the Supreme Court's observation, saying on the basis of evidence and information collected by the Enforcement Directorate, it seems there is an angle of arms, terrorism and national security as well. On the phone line, we have our correspondent Thoral Varia. Thoral, we heard you speaking to Hassan Ali Khan there. Can you tell us clearly what was it exactly that he said?
Well, he said that I am innocent, that politicians are framing me. If I have to quote him and verbatim, he said that I am innocent, जो politicians हैं मुझे फंसा रहे हैं. This is exactly what he said on being asked as to what is his comment. Does he want to say anything? And visibly in Hassan Ali did make this statement on camera. All along, Hassan Ali and his lawyers have been taking a stand that he is innocent. Hassan Ali has even told the Enforcement Directorate during previous sessions of interrogation that he does not have any account in the UBS bank, and that he does not even have the kind of money that the ED is alleging he stashed away through black marketing and through Hawala route. He said he's also gone a step ahead. This is the stand that Hassan Ali has been taking all along. And as far as the ED investigation is concerned, it's been going on for 4 years. There has been a series of communication with the UBS bank. The UBS bank has turned down the application of the ED, saying that the documents that have been submitted in support of their case appear to be forged. And hence, the ED's case currently stands on a very, very sticky wicket right now. The ED will have to give a glimpse of what kind of evidence have they managed to gather in the last few days to actually go right ahead and court Hassan Ali's arrest.
At the ED batting from a weak wicket. Also, this morning, Thoral, the Supreme Court slammed the government for acting slow on the Hassan Ali case. In fact, they said that the CBI should be asked to investigate the passport case against Hassan Ali. Can you give us details of that passport case that the Supreme Court is referring to?
Well, there were 3 passport cases that have been registered by the Mumbai police. Hassan Ali was investigated by the Mumbai police in connection with this case. He was interrogated, he was held, and then he wasn't, however, arrested. There was a non-bailable warrant issued against him, following which Hassan Ali had disappeared. He was not responding to any summons, any warrants that were issued. But suddenly, Hassan Ali started appearing before the Income Tax Department and the ED Department for regular interrogations and regular responding to the summons that were issued by the 2 agencies. In this particular case, as far as the passport is concerned, the charge against him is a forged passport and he procured it through illegal means. These are the charges that have been levelled against Hassan Ali by the Mumbai police.
Right, Thoral. The Supreme Court also in its observation saying on the basis of evidence collected by the Enforcement Directorate, it seems there is an angle of arms, terrorism as well as national security, saying that in fact POTA should also be invoked against Hassan Ali Khan. Of course, that's just an observation reprimanding the government. What more details do you have about the arms deals angle that the Supreme Court is speaking about?
Well, perhaps CNN IBN was the first one to report. Just a few days back, we had showed the connection of Hassan Ali with world's most sought-after arms dealer, Adnan Khashoggi. Now, Adnan Khashoggi is known to supply arms, is a known Hawala racketeer, is a known middleman for a lot of countries where illegal arms are being supplied. and Hassan Ali's connection with Adnan Khashoggi has been proved on paper by CNN and IBN. However, clearly Hassan Ali and Adnan Khashoggi had dealings where Adnan Khashoggi had paid an amount to Hassan Ali in his account in the UBS bank, and that is perhaps the reason why the Supreme Court was prompted to make such a strong observation as far as Hassan Ali is concerned. Clearly, any connection with Adnan Khashoggi cannot be off the radar, and cannot be off the radar, especially of terrorism and national security, because Adnan Khashoggi is a very well-known weapons dealer, very well-known arms dealer, and a black marketeer known to be operating in, especially in the Asia continent.